Welcome to camelbacktrading.org. This is the review of May 12th, 2026. Using our proprietary Camelback TradingView market profile, let's review today's price action and look at what is ahead for tomorrow. What a turn of events we witnessed today. If you were watching the screens this morning, it looked like the bears finally had their day in the sun. We started with a clear narrative. The market was simply too long, and we were seeing a textbook long liquidation. But by the closing bell, the story had changed completely. Early on, we had a solid 8-0 lead for the bears on our MGI scorecard for both indices. We opened below value, NQ filled its gap, and it looked like a trend day down was set in stone. We've been talking about how healthy it would be for the bulls to allow a balanced period to develop, to flush out the weak hands and rebuild inventory. Well, the market didn't want to wait. The second half of the session saw a massive reversal. ES didn't just bounce, it took out the initial balance high and finished with a price probe to the upside. This tells us two very important things. First, this morning's sell-off was likely just profit-taking, longs liquidating, rather than aggressive new sellers entering. Second, we are dealing with short-term players. Long-term institutional money usually doesn't allow a trend move to be completely erased like that in a single afternoon. The buy-the-dip mentality is still the dominant force here. So where does that leave us for tomorrow? Both indices are in multi-day balances, NQ in a 3-day and ES in a 4-day. In the ES, we have a price probe to lean on for support. The bull's main job is to defend that probe and today's value. We do have a poor low in the ES that needs fixing, so don't be surprised if the bears try to poke down there early. NQ has a slightly tougher road. It doesn't have a probe to lean on, so the bulls must defend the top of today's value area at all costs. If the bears can push back into the range, we could see that daily trend shift. Remember, we trade the MGI and the context. If we open inside today's wide value range, expect a choppy, high-noise environment. Don't start the session with a rigid bias. Let the data guide your setups. For the full report, including the specific price levels, targets, and the complete weekly game plan, make sure to subscribe to our newsletter on Substack. The link is right in the description of this video. If you're looking at a funded account with Tradeify, use code CB2724 and help us donate to St. Jude's Hospital, 20% this time. Also, don't forget you can get this education daily inside the Camelback Trading Room, including our daily webinar and our custom market profile for TradingView. Join us at camelbacktrading.org. Be safe and trade well.